Okay, people.
Yep.
We've got football. It is Thursday night, and we've got football, so it's a great day to be great. Now, is it exactly the matchup that everybody would have preferred on Thursday night? Maybe
No.
not. Maybe not.
No.
But it's
No.
football regardless. And, days like these, Badaki, we need to remember that soon it will be the offseason. And we will just be begging for real football that matters. So got to be grateful for what you're given.
1,000%. No question about it. We cry at the end of the season, and then we say, I just wish I was in that point when their football was still on.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very true.
All right, guys, we are going to do our absolute best to answer all of your start-sit questions heading into Week 10. Do us a favor, as you join the stream, go ahead and hit that like button for us. We will be answering questions from top to bottom, and we will be live all the way up until kickoff, or at least a couple minutes before. So, the first question is up at the top from MH1608. Says, need to start full PPR. Addison, Moore, Kirk, Wilson, Devontae, T. Higgins, Drake London, James Conner. Let's start with T. Higgins. I'm a little bit frustrated myself because I made a video and it was all done. It was edited, ready to go and released tomorrow. And T. Higgins was a part of that video. And he hasn't practiced in 2 straight days, and it does not look like he's on track to play. So I don't think anyone's going to have him. I had to re-record part of a video. I had to re-edit it and upload it and everything. So, first world problems. But anyway, it's not his fault.
First world problem.
But
it is his fault.
He won't be available. He won't be available.
It's not hard. Yeah, he won't be available here. T. Higgins. I think another one is James Conner. It's not that we don't know that he won't be. We just don't know his status if he is going to play this weekend, which kind of is going to have to lead us into some of these wide receivers, like a Christian Kirk,
I know
DJ
my answer
Moore
here.
for me.
I'll just say Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Christian Kirk, and then Jordan Addison. I don't know if James Conner's going to play or not, so.
Yeah, for me, it will be Addison, DJ Moore, Kirk, and Devontae Adams. That's where I would be going.
Makes sense. Next question is from Patrick Mahomey. Says, hey, Shane Buechele and Leonard Williams. Is Shane Buechele... Who's that? Is that a backup quarterback or something? That name sounds familiar.
I think it is a backup quarterback. I think for like the Bills or something. Was it Bills or... I don't know.
Shane Buechele. Yeah. Used to play at Texas. That's hilarious. I'm looking to trade Laporta and Kenneth Walker for Eckler. Thoughts, and should I send Jacobs instead of Ken? I'd rather send Ken Walker at this point if you're going to do a deal like that. And, as we always say, I'm fine with it if you have a very good tight end waiting in the wings. If you are going to lose Laporta, you obviously can't lose Laporta unless you have a legit elite guy waiting in the wings, in my opinion.
Sam Laporta. Yeah, I would agree there with you. Let's plant some trees. Would y'all do White and Stroud for Josh Allen? He said running backs are Pollard, Bijan, Brees. White, Warren, Deontay, Olave. Okay.
No,
White and Stroud for Josh Allen. No.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
There's one quarterback.
I think I would do this regardless, honestly.
Yeah, because you have White, because you have Pollard, Bijan, and Brees. So I'm okay to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah.
White is not a huge part of your lineup here. AJ, if Chase and Higgins don't play, should I start Stroud over Burrow? That's a great question. I've been thinking about who I should be bringing up as a high upside type play. I still think Burrow is going to find ways. I think this is going to be the first time we might not see Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
I think Chase
or Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I personally would still be starting Joe Burrow here.
Yeah.
He still has some weapons. He has Joe. We've seen a little bit of connection with some of these other wide receivers and Tana Hudson, Irv Smith. I've been thinking about that, but I will still go Joe Burrow personally.
Yeah, I would still
go
Burrow
he's a superstar. He's the guy.
Mm-hmm. I think they both are, but yeah, I definitely agree, and I believe Chase is going to play. Lex says, since I'm 9-0, should I just play Khalil Herbert and take the goose egg, or should I drop Khalil to try and get Tajay on waivers in 2 days?
I think I would just
Jeez.
take the goose. I would rather have Khalil Herbert probably long term.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, you're 9-0. If you do get a
other
loss,
situation is if you do stash Tajay and an injury happens to Derrick Henry, then you found free money. But obviously, there's a less percentage chance of that happening than it does. But yeah, I would just prefer Herbert there. But make the best call for yourself. Do we start Dobbs or Kyler? I'm going Kyler.
Agree.
Connor or Chuba? This would be Connor if he plays for me. But if not, Chuba is a great option. And I don't think, we had someone in our fantasy hotline today asking a similar question. And my answer is, I don't think you're going to know if James Conner's going to play. If we knew he would, you would start him over Chuba. But we don't know that. We don't have access to that information. That's going to happen in the future, unless you're a time traveler, which would be sick. But I would start Chuba because there's a chance you don't get to play either.
I'm in a very similar situation where I'm really hoping James Conner does play, because the only backup that I do have is big ol' Roscoe. And I might have to start Roscoe here. I was hoping we'll get an answer on James Conner, but that is not the case, unfortunately. So,
by the way, over 60 people watching the stream, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll be live all the way up until Thursday Night Football. We'll be answering questions from top to bottom. Super chats get priority. They skip the line, but they're not compulsory. Do us a massive favor, though. Go ahead and smash that like button on the stream. Simple way for you to help this channel grow. We can get to 50. I mean, come on. We're about halfway up to 50 already. Let's all do a favor here and hit that like button. The next question in order is from Craig. Come on, Craig. Get up, Craig. Come on, Craig. Ridley or Collins? I'm going to go Ridley because Collins hasn't been practicing and back to... Well, he practiced and limited. And if I'm not mistaken, he didn't practice today. So that is...
He didn't practice today.
That is a sign that he's not going to play. So I would say Ridley there.
I would say unless we know the indication of why he didn't practice. Like,
it says
was
calf.
it... Yeah, because you normally say if he didn't practice due to like personal issues, then you're normally fine. But I would agree, Mr. Green. What do you guys think of Kyron and Deontay for Devonta Smith and Pollard? I think this is a fairly even trade here. I like Deontay. I think I would rather have Devonta Smith and Pollard, especially with Dallas Goedert going to be out for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Pollard's a good buy low right now. The schedule gets great. He's one of my favorite starts this week. We did just get a super chat from Easy Vanya. Thank you for the donation. You are skipping the queue there. Flex 1, James Cook, Dell, Ferguson. If and it seems like we're on track for this to happen. If Nico Collins does indeed miss the game, I'm going to throw Tank Dell in there. I believe the Bengals will have Jamar Chase. They're going to be able to put up points. We know the Texans can. They're a top 12 scoring team in the NFL. This has the second highest over-under of the week. I'm going to go Tank Dell there. I'm not expecting a 2-touchdown game, but I'm expecting at least 12 points.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I would be going Tank Dell if Nico doesn't play. Thank you so much for the super chat. Easy Vanya. Back to the top here. If you want to skip the queue before Thursday night, all you have to do is drop a super chat. No pressure. Chris, what's his? Thanks for the great breakdowns. Start one tight end, one running back. Okay. Evan Ingram, Trey McBride, Taysom Hill, Kenneth Walker, or James Cook. For me, this would be at the running back position. Let's start there. I would start there. I'll be starting Kenneth Walker. At the tight end position, for me, I would be starting Evan Ingram.
I just feel what are the Raiders or the 49ers currently giving up to tight ends? Yeah, they're one of the best. I was just thinking about their linebacker room. It's a mean linebacker room. And they are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a bottom 5 matchup. 4 tight ends. I just feel like matchups matter a little bit more for tight ends in another position.
I can understand.
So I am going Taysom Hill here. He has become, out of nowhere, it happens every year. I'm just going to ride the wave. I'm going to ride the wave until the wave either takes me somewhere I want to be or strands me in the ocean. I'm going to ride the wave with Taysom Hill there. Just an integral part of their offense, specifically in the red zone. And then I would agree on Ken Walker. But if James Conner plays and Ken Walker is limited, going to be on a snap count, I'll go James Conner.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Love that. We did just get a super chat, so let's make sure we prioritize that. Oops, that's the wrong one. From Bill Dance. Thank you for the donation, Bill. Appreciate you. He is skipping the queue there. He says, everything is going to be all right. Drop love or Baker.
Drop love or Baker.
I have to choose one.
Let me just double check. I mean, I think, I don't know, man. I like Baker personally. I know Jordan Love had these two, couple good games in the beginning of the season, but Baker Mayfield has just been
making pancakes.
Averaging 16.5 points per game. I'm okay with Baker personally.
Yeah, I just think Baker's someone that you want to root around. You want to, when he scores a touchdown, you just get fired up. You're like, yeah, that guy shouldn't be in the NFL.
Wow.
What? Like, you're rooting for, like, the guy, he looks like just an average father. No? He looks like an average father who manages a Home Depot or something.
I mean,
am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like he's someone that we can root for. I'll go Baker there. I think both will probably not give you the consistency you're looking for, but I think Baker will be a little bit more consistent. We got another super chat from Daniel. Thank you for the donation, man. Kyler or Baker this week? We're both probably going Kyler there. I have no hesitation putting Kyler into your lineup if he's your best option, guys. Jimmy T, Jordan Love or Taylor Heineke? Jordan Love or Taylor Heineke? This is where I would probably still lean Jordan Love. We've seen the upside with Jordan Love. Taylor Heineke, we've seen it in Washington. It's just, do you really want to bet on the Falcons to do anything that makes sense? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree there. I would agree with Taylor Heineke. Have Browns defense. Should I drop Fournette to grab Raiders D just for the week? Keep Browns D but need points. Drop Fournette to grab Raiders. I personally would keep the Browns defense and still play them against the Ravens personally.
That's just one of those defenses that they can give up points, but in tough matchups, but they're gonna create sacks, create turnovers. So I agree. Sergio, what's up, man? Hey, gentlemen, I need some help with Higgins out. Should I put JSN as a flex or pick up Demario Douglas? If JSN plays, this would be JSN for me. If not, then you can pivot to Douglas as a fine option.
I did see like a report somewhere that the weather is probably not going to be good, and I think only at that game. It's like a 70% chance of rain. But I mean, maybe that's typical for Seattle. But
I was just gonna say, that sounds like an average day in Seattle.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. I think if it's pouring, just like we saw a couple weeks ago with the Steelers and Jags, then I think we could be potentially pivoting there.
By the way, I
will still go Jason.
You go Jason. I just wanted to quickly mention, I talked about this on the running back video this week, start sit running back video. There was a lot of conversation around Herbert and Deonta Foreman. Khalil Herbert is officially out tonight. And if anyone out there, check your waiver wire, because in our home league, Badaki, I did not have a good flex this week. I was struggling. Devonta Smith was on bye. Kyron Williams is injured. And Deonta Foreman was sitting there on our waiver wires because people had dropped him into this week, hearing the news about Khalil Herbert being healthy, which makes sense. They wanted to clear a roster spot. But he's probably out there in a lot of people's leagues if you're in a deeper format. And he is someone that you can start tonight. Last week got a ridiculous amount of the carries. I think he had 20 carries altogether. And now he gets to play the Bears, which is a very good matchup. I have him actually ranked as the Panthers, my bad. I have him ranked as my RB19 on the week coming in. So he is definitely in play for anyone out there looking for a flex that might just be on your waiver wire. Just a random little thought I was thinking there as we're heading up until kickoff.
Makes sense.
Connor is the next question here. He says, pick 2, Adams, Hopkins, Foreman. Pick 1, Howell or Levis. So, this is an example where Foreman is not your best option, in my opinion. Adams and Hopkins are your best option. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would also go
Howell. Sam Howell.
Yeah, we would both go Howell. Agreed.
Yeah, completely agree.
Charles, hey guys, I picked up Miami's defense for week 11 through week 15. Miami has an easy schedule. Love that. Love that.
Yep.
JSN
that's one of the teams I said to pick up.
JSN or Watson?
Christian Watson?
Yes, I believe so. This would be JSN for me if he's healthy.
Yeah, this will be JSN as well for me. Can't trust Christian Watson right now moving forward here. Zay says PPR start 1 Laporta or Kincaid and start. Okay, let's start there. Laporta or Kincaid. I'm going to say on Laporta.
Yeah.
I think both these guys are pretty important to their offense, but I don't think there's a wrong answer here personally.
Yeah.
Should both be high scoring games. And then start 2 PPR, Bijan, Kamara, Monty, Pollard. Look, all these guys need to be started here. Let's be completely honest. I'm going to be going Alvin Kamara and David Montgomery.
Same, but
just based off of what we've seen in the past, the consistency with both of those guys. We haven't seen the consistency with Bijan and Pollard, but Pollard, good start this week, and so is Bijan.
We did get a super chat from Joe, so he is skipping the line there. Thank you for your donation, man. I'm hurting at running back this week. Rashawn Johnson or Miles Sanders? Rashawn Johnson or Miles Sanders, Badaki?
I guess the real question is, who has a better opportunity to break out for a big run?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hoping for. And I don't know if we can say Miles Sanders does have the better opportunity.
I don't know if we can say Rashawn does either, though.
I mean, I think we've seen him be more explosive when he's utilized.
I guess.
I don't like either. I'll be honest. I'm just thinking of those opportunities. I'm thinking of if I'm hoping for one big 20-yard run. I see Roscoe doing that over Miles.
Yeah, I think my concern is more. Neither of these guys are really heavily involved in the offense right now. Really, at all. I mean, Rashawn Johnson, 29% of the snaps last week. Miles was at 25. But when Miles was on the field, he was utilized more than Rashawn was. And the difficult part about trusting Rashawn is they were down that entire game. That's when you thought they would have used Rashawn Johnson. They didn't. Mm-hmm. Miles Sanders had 11 touches despite only playing 25% of the snaps last week, and we know they were down. So Miles Sanders is going to be my choice based off of the current trends.
Fair. I think I will go Roscoe here. I'm hoping for that big one, but I can definitely understand that. We're getting a bunch of super chats here. We thank you so much, guys. We'll go to the next one here.
Sway. How Sway?
Hey, how Sway?
Thank you for the donation.
12-team PPR. He's giving his team. Then he says, got Taysom Hill off waiver bars, but can't play him. Trade I'm assuming Taysom Hill or Tyler Lockett.
I guess so looking at his team, he's got Mark Andrews. He's rotating Dobbs, Michael Thomas as a wide receiver too, and essentially saying, is Lockett a good trade? And I would say despite Taysom Hill's recent form, I don't think there is much trust in most leagues to trade a valuable piece for him. And I think Lockett probably is like the tippy top of what you would get. So I would be fine with grabbing Tyler Lockett in this deal, knowing that you already have Mark Andrews. Just putting some volatility into your lineup there. Lockett has a higher ceiling than Dobbs and Thomas. We just know that. Now, all these guys are going to be inconsistent, but at least you kind of got that boom player in your pocket, if you will.
Yeah, I concur, sir. CJ, thank you so much for the super chat, though. Yes, CJ, thank you for the super chat. He says, I have CMC, Jacobs, Devon, Connor, and Ford. Will Hill be my only solid wide receiver? With Hill being my only... is offering Ford and Connor for Kelsey a good move? 8-1 in a 12-man.
I would be absolutely shocked if someone accepted that deal. If someone accepted James Conner and Jerome Ford for Kelsey, I would be shocked. But
Yeah.
I would absolutely accept it if it was offered to me. If I was
Yeah,
going to be
I
able
would.
to get Kelsey, 100%. I would not overthink that one bit.
Completely agree.
Maybe this is a buy low for Kelsey right now based off his performance last week in Deutschland. But yeah, definitely. You have the running back depth, and you're going to get the number one tight end I would prefer the rest of the year.
Yeah, I completely agree. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Once again, if you want to skip the queue before Thursday night, just drop a super chat. No pressure, but we're going back to the top here. The next guy in order looks like it's Austin Johnston. Would you guys trade Deontay Johnson and Stevenson for Barkley full PPR? My team is Allen, Mixon, Hill, Chase, Ferguson, Adams, Gibbs, Connor, Cooper, Johnston, and Stevenson. I think Deontay, Adam.
It's so strange the way he's put it in order there, because I'm assuming Mixon, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, and then I'm assuming he's got Jahmyr Gibbs, James Conner on the bench as well.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Conner.
I
I
wonder
think
if
it just depends on how many wide receivers you can start here, because I feel like Deontay is a pretty flex options. If this is a one flex league, I'll be interested in doing the 2 for 1 for Barkley, or if this is a 2 to 3 flex league, I think I would rather keep Deontay and Stevenson for that depth.
I think
that
overall, I'll do this deal. I'll get Saquon. I find myself getting closer and closer to the playoffs, wanting to do 2 for 1 deals where my starting lineups got more firepower. And Saquon is going to get so many touches. So many. V. Rosado says, would you accept this trade? I get Dalton Schultz and trade away Drake London and Kareem Hunt. I already have Chase, Lamb, and Olave as my wide receivers, and my tight end is McBride. I'll be honest with you. I know Dalton Schultz looks fantastic. We had someone ask a similar question yesterday. I think you need to give McBride 2 weeks until you say, I'm not set at my tight end position. Because I believe there's a chance in these next 2 weeks that you could say to yourself, actually, I don't need a tight end because my tight end is now Trey McBride. With Kyler Murray coming back, we know the massive upgrade that is for all pass catchers. With Zach Ertz on bye, I think we could see Trey McBride give you what Dalton Schultz is giving you potentially. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Adam, Kincaid, DJ Moore, or DK at flex. Okay, I have an offer to receive Chase, and he wants JJ and DJ Moore. Thoughts? Okay, though. The one at the flex, let's start there. I feel really confident starting Kincaid and DK in these 2 opportunities here. I think I would be going Kincaid with his opportunity and how he has been utilized throughout these past couple weeks. He's been a vital part of this offense. I know DK has a good matchup here, but I like Kincaid and the flex option for me.
Yeah, I would agree. Kincaid is the one I would choose if I had to choose one. But I'm pretty sure we had the same question yesterday. I don't know if it was from Adam or not about Chase for JJ and DJ Moore, and we just thought that was too much.
Yeah.
Isaac says start 2, Connor, Cook, Warren, Ford.
Well, we don't know if Connor's going to play.
Yeah, we don't. But for me, it would be Connor and Cook if Connor plays. If not, I'll go Cook and Ford.
Agreed. I'm there with you. He says, I want to trade DJ. Would you trade DJ for Connor or maybe Cup? I mean, if you could trade DJ Moore for Cooper Cup, I would do that.
Yes, I would definitely prefer Cooper Cup. What I would say is I don't think that deal gets done right now. And I think any deal that you do get done is probably selling his ultimate potential short because there's no Justin Fields right now. When Justin Fields is back, I think you'll want DJ Moore in your lineup. So just keep that in mind. We did just get a super chat from Daniel. Daniel caps Keenan, and it's in all caps. So
all caps.
Absolutely urgent. Last week, my team scored 0 touchdowns. First time in 23 years. So I need 2 wide receivers and a flex. I'll just say this. I had a lot of weird teams last week as well. I had a team that only one player scored over 10 points. And it's full of superstars. So last week was a little strange. You're not the only one out there. I'm sure other people can relate as well in the chat. But we need 2 wide receivers and a flex of these options. I'll say this.
Okay,
I'm not really considering Moss. Kenneth Walker just practiced in full, so that rules out Sharbs. I would be going with Calvin Ridley. Then I would go Tyler Lockett and Jordan Addison.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take the wide receivers there. So 2 wide receivers and a flex. Once again, Ridley, Addison, and Lockett. Thank you so much, Daniel. Good luck coming into this week. No way it happens back-to-back weeks in 23 years. Cole, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, with T out, PPR, flex 1, Foreman, Tank, or Sutton. This one will be Tank. It looks like Nico is not going to play this week.
Ooh, so Tank Dell and Foreman. Foreman is interesting, though. I really, really like this matchup for him. I'm going to go Foreman. I'm going to go Foreman there.
Okay, I will go Tank Dell.
I think that makes sense, and I could see it going either way, but I think Foreman has the best chance to score a touchdown of any of those names, even though Sutton is on that crazy streak. Those are all the super chats for now. We appreciate y'all. Hey, over 90 people watching. We're going to be live all the way up until game time. Drop your questions. We're going top to bottom. You can skip the queue if you super chat. That's not an obligation, though. The only other thing that we'd ask is please go ahead and smash that like button for us. It's a very simple way for you to help this channel grow. We are 6 likes away from 50. So do us a favor, hit that like button. The next question in order is from Beast Man.
50 Cent.
Did you ever read those book Animorphs growing up?
No.
Yeah, neither. Start Amari Cooper and Zay Flowers. No, actually, we would go to the book fairs and I would see them. And, I grew up in a very conservative Christian household. And I just felt like if I brought that home, I'm going to be like, what the hell? Like a guy turning into a dolphin, pretty much. That wouldn't fly. That wouldn't fly in the Christian household.
Not in the Christian household.
But anyway, start Amari Cooper or Zay Flowers. This would be Amari Cooper for me. Yeah, and he says, do I stream the Bears defense or stick with the Niners? I'd stick with the Niners. I don't like the Bears as a defense. They could be great, but I'm just not a fan. Donald says, DJ Moore revenge game. He's got a great feeling about it. Yeah.
Talk it up, Donald. I got DJ Moore in a lot of leagues. Come on, baby.
Change
the atmosphere.
I wish the best for everyone.
There you go. Don't bring it down.
I wish the best.
Don't bring it down.
Ethan says, pick 2, Sharbs, Johnson, Rashawn. I would go Rashawn and Johnston there.
Yeah. Johnston.
Football at Night
Johnson.
Says, do I start Chicago's defense or Las Vegas? Las Vegas, right?
Who the Raiders play? Yeah, the Jets. Yes. Excuse me.
Frost Mike says, trade Devonta Smith for Connor. I would get Connor. I think this is pretty even. I think this would really depend on what your needs are. So if this is a win-win for both teams, I'm pretty happy with it. I think Connor's going to be great when he's healthy. Zen says, half PPR pick 3, Ford, Dotson, Javonte, Najee, and JSN. Ford, Dotson, Javonte, Najee, JSN.
I'll do the top 3. First 3. Ford, Dotson, Javonte. Obviously a big caveat. We keep saying this. We're going to continue saying it. I'm starting. I think in this scenario, I still might start Jahan Dotson over JSN. How did Curtis Samuel go today?
Yeah, I don't know that. What I would say,
he's limited Thursday. It looks like still. Struck 2 back-to-back cap season and being week 10. Okay, yeah. Limited today with Curtis Samuel.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at DK. He didn't practice today, but from my understanding, it's a Veterans Day of rest to deal with that hip injury he's been managing.
Jackson Smith didn't practice today.
No, he did. He did practice. He practiced full today. Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
So did Kim Walker. So here's what I would say. There's a lot of scenarios here, Zen, where certain things result with certain outcomes. For example, if Curtis Samuel plays and DK Metcalf doesn't play, I think he does, then you probably pivot to JSN over Dotson. But right now, with information I currently know, it's for Dotson, Javonte as well. Zen White, half PPR pick 2, Sanders, Reynolds, Michael Wilson, Demario Douglas. For me, Demario Douglas, and probably I would just throw out Michael Wilson if he plays.
Yeah, if Michael Wilson plays, that's exactly where I would go as well. I mean, obviously this is risky because the other person that I would be confident or would rather start would be Miles Sanders. He remains limited at practice, according to
Do you
these
mean to say Miles
reports.
Sanders because he plays tonight?
No, that's what I'm saying. So
Oh,
like,
okay.
I would want to start Michael Wilson, but like depending on what that looks like for Miles Sanders, because he does play tonight.
Sure.
Michael Wilson did practice in limitation today, so it's a good. I'm happy to take the chance here with Michael Wilson.
That makes sense.
Coming
We
into this.
did just get a super chat from Crisscross Applesauce. He is
Every time you should
skipping
change
the
it.
queue. Yeah, just
Here we go.
permanently change your name, my man.
Or maybe just call yourself Applesauce, and we know it's crisscross. You know.
Yes, 12
Anyways.
team PPR, or just keep your name the same. You're
Do
doing
whatever
great.
you want.
You're doing great. 12 team PPR 8-1, and he's showing us his team there. It looks like a mighty fine team. Any trades I should make? So who is the first thing I went to is who's his tight end? He's got Kelsey. Who's his quarterback? He has Herbert. I would say this. I'm not, because your team is very stacked. You got Brees Hall, you got Walker on your bench. You have Kyron. He'll be back soon. You got incredible wide receivers. You got Travis Kelsey. The first thing I really thought of is I would not be opposed to pivoting off of Justin Herbert. It's not that I don't believe in him. It's that there's no Mike Williams anymore. There's no Josh Palmer anymore. No disrespect to Quentin Johnson, but he's not really filling the shoes of what they're looking for right now. So I think that limits his upside slightly. Clearly, they're not throwing the ball down the field with as much confidence without Mike Williams. So the first thing I noticed was just like, can I pivot from a Justin Herbert? Can I get a Joe Burrow? Can I get a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen? Can I get one of these quarterbacks who are on bye like Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts? Can I make a move?
Oh, your mic got messed up, brother.
Okay, I think we're back. Go ahead.
Here we go. Can you hear me? We can
Yeah,
hear me.
we
They
can.
can hear me. You know, I understand. I honestly think this is your number one team, brother. I don't think there should be any moves you should make. I think you have everyone. I think you'll have some also high upside plays on your bench. You have Douglas, Shakira, Curtis Samuel if and when he does come back. I think you shouldn't worry. You have Kyron there as well. If you want, what you can do is maybe you do pivot to more consistent players. You know, how do you feel about Kenneth Walker? A lot of people are a little bit concerned about Kenneth Walker. Do you package him, with somebody else? Do you take Kenneth Walker and maybe someone like a Demario Douglas and get an Alvin Kamara or get an Austin Eckler or get somebody big along those lines that we feel really confident in? A Travis Etienne, I don't. He's not coming off a bye. He is coming off a bye, but you get what I'm saying. Like, can I get somebody like that? Other than that, I think I would just stay put. I'm only pivoting to superstars. I'm not trading down or whatsoever. You get superstars.
Ideally, 2-for-1 deals where you're getting the one.
Exactly. You get the top 5 guys in every single position. Top 5 quarterback, running back, wide receiver. You already have the top 5 in Travis Kelsey at the tight end position. So don't stress. We appreciate your super chat.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We're going to the next one. Here's Brian. He says, have PPR, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, London, Dell, DJ, McBride. This one will be Dell for sure without Nico. And
this is Dell and London for me.
For
London's
me, this
practicing and like the matchup for him. I don't trust DJ, and I could be wrong, but I don't trust DJ.
I would go DJ more, but I get what you're saying. I think they're both really close. I think they're the same tier here. Josh Daniels, thank you so much for the 19 bomb, 1999 actually,
Sheesh.
not 20 bomb. It's a 1999.
That guy's splurging and
round it up.
Thank you for the donation.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much. He said, "What's up, fellas? In a pinch at quarterback, Fields is still hurt. Would you start Sam Howell or T. Law this week?" I think we had a similar question
We
earlier
did. I think we disagreed
yesterday,
on it.
and we did disagree. I said I'm still going Trevor Lawrence. I know he's going against the San Francisco 49ers. This is a still tough matchup. And, I think they're going to be changing a lot of things coming off the bye week here. People are getting healthier. I think they clearly want to get Calvin really a little bit more involved as
Yeah.
well. And
To me,
I think that he's going to be better for fantasy personally.
I think if you remove these two names and you look at them blindly, I just don't see a way that you start Trevor Lawrence. That's just my personal opinion. I think the name value is what's putting Trevor Lawrence into people's lineups in one quarterback leagues. I mean, let's look at his year. His best game this year is 21 points. And he's only had 2 games over 20 points. Meanwhile, Sam Howell is a quarterback 6 on the season, multiple games over 20 points, multiple games over 30 points. The quarterback 6, and on a team that doesn't have a defense, excuse me, they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. So unless there's some torrential downpour over there in Seattle, which I don't currently expect that to be the case, it would be Sam Howell for me. I think you have a chance to kind of wait and see how that plays out, but it would be Sam Howell for me. Again, I truly believe that if we took away the namesake value, he would be much more respected in the fantasy community than what he currently is. And it's a perfect situation. It's not even that the Niners defense worries me for Trevor Lawrence. It's that he's not really ever boomed this year at all, even in good matchups. So, it would just be Howell for me. I just have some more confidence in him. Yeah, I'm a Washington fan, but
it's cute.
Outside
it's
of that
cute.
one game versus the Buffalo Bills, outside of that one game versus the Buffalo Bills where he threw 4 interceptions, you would be pretty much happy with every other week that you started him. And I don't think we could say the same thing with Trevor Lawrence. So
I get it. Hopefully that helps, Daniel or Josh. Daniel, we appreciate you for the super chat, man.
thank you.
Thank you so much. We Buy Homes does have a super chat as well. He says it's looking rough this week with Tyreek on bye. Pick 2, Collins and Higgins. Well, both of those. Okay, Collins. Those guys are out, right? So
Collins isn't officially ruled out, and neither is Higgins, but all signs are pointing towards him not playing.
Exactly. But anyways, he does have a big list because he has a 6-man standard league. Deontay, Godwin, Kirk, Ridley, Lockett, or Hollywood here.
Holy hell. I saw Deontay. I was like, okay, fine. We have one good option. And I saw the rest of the names. I was like, oh my god.
I think we answered this question here. I think we did say originally it was going to be
previously.
Previously, excuse me. I think it was Higgins and Deontay we originally said. But now one of those top guys are out. I think it will still be Deontay for me, and I think we have to pivot to a different guy here. And this is standard league. I always think of touchdowns. Who has a higher opportunity, a better chance to score a touchdown. And honestly, all 3 of these guys do. Godwin, Kirk, and Hollywood. Let me just check here.
I know where I stand on this. Here's what's difficult. I'm going to tell you to start Deontay Johnson, and I'm going to tell you to start Marquise Brown. But I will say that Calvin Ridley is one spot behind those 2 in my rankings, so it is close. This is what happens in a smaller league. 50% of the time you're making a tough decision and it might be the wrong one. But for me, it would be Deontay, and it would be Marquise Brown. But I'm actually just realizing, I'm reading this through right now. It's a standard league, right? So receptions don't really matter. That would actually flip it. I would actually go, oh, my bad. I'm catching up here. Sorry. It would actually be Hollywood and Lockett in that scenario.
Okay.
Hollywood and Lockett for me.
This would be Deontay and Lockett for me.
Okay.
And I know Deontay doesn't get much touchdowns, but and receptions don't matter, but yardage also does matter when it comes down to standard league. And I think when I think of somebody having a big game, in yardage standpoint, Deontay is up there for me. But I also think of touchdowns where I see Tyler Lockett coming into a big play here. So those are the 2 guys that I will be leaning on. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. We did get another one here from Bay Diamonds. He says, fellas, DLSF sending.
Dynasty League
Superflex. Okay, yeah. Sending Pickett in a late first for Josh Jacobs in an early third. Thoughts?
I would do this move if I'm competing. Like if this is the difference between me having a superstar roster or just pivoting between other RB2s that I don't know if I can rely on, I would be willing to make this move. I think you could hurt not having that pick in the draft. It's going to really be frustrating. But I also can't think of a scenario in which any team is going to win a championship with Kenny Pickett in any time frame.
No, I agree.
In any realm or zone.
I think a late first
timeline
is pretty okay, or timeline. I mean, yeah.
Because the way I'm looking at, like, I don't like with as much respect to him as possible. I wouldn't send a second round pick in a super flex league for Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. By the way, Kenny, you're just absolute dog water.
I don't know, like.
No, I know. I'm just pulling your leg. I hear you. I think the late first is exactly the good price for Josh Jacobs here. So I think it's a good trade. I would take Josh Jacobs' side.
You could counter. I bet you could counter this and make that a second instead of a third that you're getting in return. I bet you could do that. Or
that can definitely work.
I think you could do that, but
yeah.
Up to you. Keith with a donation here. It's a unicorn. You love to see it, but the question is down below. He says, who to flex, Deontay or Amari? It's a PPR league.
I'm going Deontay. Amari's really close. It's going to be a big game. I'm going Deontay, personally.
I definitely hear where you're coming from. I would be going Amari Cooper there. Both of these are difficult games. There's no question about it. Both have a chance to face really difficult defenders. Maybe we'll see a little Jari Alexander and Amari Cooper. You know, there's plenty of good defensive backs there in Baltimore. It's a great defense. I'll just go Amari Cooper because I feel like he's the clear... Like, if anyone's going off in the wide receiver room, it's Amari Cooper. Whereas we know George Pickens has the ability to... Oh, it's a George Pickens game. I'm not saying that's my expectations. I think Deontay has the better game. But I will be going Amari Cooper between those two options.
I hear you. I'm just going to use the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back.
Those are all the super chats for now. The next question in order is from Andrea. Hi, everyone. DJ Moore, Zay Flowers. Gosh, I wish Badaki was here for this one because in almost every scenario, I don't want to start DJ Moore. And I'm ready for the people to watch the stream tomorrow. This aged like milk. God. How can I start someone who just had one target over DJ Moore? I can't do it. We're starting DJ Moore, but we are not watching the game. Andre, if you're starting DJ Moore, do not turn the game on. Do not watch that thing, okay? Do not watch it. Okay, we did just get another super chat from Nick. As you guys know, we answer questions from top to bottom. Super chats are the only questions that kind of get to skip the line there. Nick, what's up, my man? Thank you for the donation. Start Thielen tonight or Ridley. It would be Thielen for me. He's hot, and I know he just had his worst game of the year. However, this is still a player that I'm kind of sticking into my lineup until it becomes a trend. You know what I mean? If we're seeing multiple games where he's underperforming, that's when we kind of start to pivot away from Thielen, but not if it's just a one-off game. Another super chat there from Rome. Rome says, Madison or Najee? Should I start Devontae Adams? Madison or Najee? Don't really love either of these plays this week, I'll be honest with you. But I would have Najee Harris one spot higher in my rankings. He's probably not going to get as many touches as someone, you know, like a Madison, but I think it's a better matchup. And yes, I'm fine to start Devontae Adams. I would be completely fine to start Devontae Adams. Someone is claiming we skipped their question. We say this, I feel like, every 5 minutes, but in case anyone needs a fresh reminder, we are answering questions from the very top all the way down to the bottom. Super chats get to skip the line because they're donating money to us.
That's so funny. He said no, but he said, can someone super chat and ask if I should trade because they skipped my question?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be fair for us to prioritize you over the other questions in the chat.
That's funny, though. That's
funny.
Just,
you know, the regular questions. So Carlos says, hey guys, thanks for the W last week. No worries. Happy to help. Jamar Chase and Ken Walker are my starts, but they have been so bad I'm thinking about putting Gibbs and Deontay Johnson instead. So if Jamar Chase plays,
Yeah, you
I
play
don't.
him.
You don't sit Jamar Chase, honestly. Uh,
Agreed.
However, if he doesn't play, I think Deontay's a fine pivot. Now, as far as the question between Kim Walker and Jahmyr Gibbs, I'd be starting Jahmyr Gibbs regardless. It would be Gibbs for me in a PPR format. Now, if this is a standard league, then we'll go Kim Walker. But in a PPR format, this would be Gibbs over Walker for me.
Gibbs over Walker. I mean, for me, this will be Walker over Gibbs. I think
Okay.
with Monty back, I think we need to tread lightly, but I understand. I do expect the uptick, but give me Walker and Chase, and if Chase doesn't play, I think you start Deontay with confidence.
Yeah.
Fred, Devontae Adams with JSN, Devontae Adams there. Michael,
Yep.
Kean Mitchell, Warren, Kirk, Judy. I'll say Kean Mitchell, Warren, Kirk, Judy for Hawk and Devontae Adams.
What I'm looking at is a bunch of maybes for Devontae Adams and TJ Hawkinson. So
I would agree.
no disrespect
Aladdin.
to Christian Kirk, but
I like
yeah,
Aladdin.
absolutely Hawk and Adams.
Aladdin needs to drop 2. Hendo, McKinnon, Elijah Mitchell.
Definitely Henderson because there's no value when Kyron's back.
Mm-hmm. By the way,
And I just,
I had a feeling he got 10 points.
I love that for you.
I'm just saying. Remember, I was like, oh, I think I got a feeling, bro. I was like, I don't know, this could be him, and he outscored Pacheco. Anyways, just a little mental victory lap there. I forgot about that.
I love it.
Yeah, Henderson I would drop, and then I think it will be Jet here because if CMC goes down, Mitchell is of value.
Yeah, I would agree.
Ben, DJ Moore, or Mixon. This will be Mixon. I would agree, probably for the both of us.
Yes, I agree.
Zen pick 1 happy PR. Dobbs, JMO, or Quentin. This will be Quentin for me.
Dobbs will be Dobbs for me. I just feel like Dobbs has the most end zone targets in the NFL. So,
I hear you.
And Quentin is a fun, hey, this would be fun. This would be fun. It's like, the girl in high school that, oh, if I dated her, that would be really fun. You start to play through scenarios in your head. It's not happening, though, is it? It's like, it's not happening, though, is it? But
you're having fun. You're having fun with the scenarios, though.
Yeah. Keith Lee. Love that. Just changing the city of Las Vegas one meal at a time.
Amen.
If Chase doesn't go, Tank or Shaheed would be Tank for me.
Tank. Agreed.
We did just get a super chat from Colin, so we will prioritize that question. Thank you for your donation, man. 4-point passing touchdown, Kyler or Levis. I would be going Kyler. And, I just think, in general, I feel like stacking is way overrated unless you're in a best ball format.
Yeah, I'm okay with Kyler Murray as well. Should have a decent game coming back. I would say this. Don't expect the 30-plus game from Kyler Murray. Let him ease in. Be happy with, 16 to 20 points.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay? Keep that in mind. Don't expect a big boom game. But we appreciate the super chat there, Colin. Thank you so much. Back to the top here, and all the way to the top. Who do we have? Daniel, it says, with Hurts out this week, who should I go, Baker or Kyler? We would both go Kyler there.
Yes, I agree.
Colin said Geno or Kyler this week. I'm going Geno this week, personally.
I would go Kyler.
Okay. Williams, full PPR, better flex play, Gibbs or Flowers?
Gibbs.
Yeah, this would be Gibbs.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he's talking about the alternate universe potentially where the Chargers drafted Zay Flowers, because there's 2 alternate timelines that currently are linear, and they're looking at each other. And anyway, in that timeline, when Zay Flowers is a Charger, absolutely.
In this timeline,
because some people could play in different leagues on different timelines, but in this timeline, Jahmyr Gibbs, unfortunately.
Imagine the people that would be donating if we had a YouTube that went to every single timeline, every single multiverse.
Could you imagine? I mean, damn, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
imagine Legoland.
Imagine Legoland. Lee said flex Stevenson or Ferguson. I'm going Stevenson.
Same.
Fred, also, should I start Algier? Should I start Algier off waivers or Singletary? I don't know if Connor will play or not. He is on my bench. I mean, look, I don't want to start either of these guys. I will start Algier, though. I think he gets more opportunity over Devin Singletary personally. And they're a run-first team. So give me Tyler Algier. It's not sexy. I don't love it. I don't want to do it.
Ideally, you play James Conner and he's healthy and you don't have to think about it. But
you got time, though.
I would actually fall for the Devin Singletary trap again if Damian Pierce doesn't play, because I just don't think Cincinnati is as difficult as a matchup as the Tampa Bay Bucks, and the volume's there. So I'd fall for that trap again, well knowing that it is a trap. We got a super chat from Danny Kent. Thank you for the super chat, Danny.
Danny what?
I don't see any question, though. I mean, do you see a question from Danny?
Danny. No, I got nothing over here. Nothing.
I don't see anything from Danny. Oh, it's up at the top here. Danny says,
Hey.
hey, gents, just completed a trade. The league is upset about it.
Uh-oh. Never good.
Okay, hold on. I don't even want to read the rest yet, Badaki. Let's talk.
Good.
Don't read the rest.
I'm not reading the rest. Never good.
If your league is upset about something, either they wanted to make the trade that you made, or the little bitches. So we're gonna find out. Okay? There's no in between. He says, I traded Stroud, Johnson, is that Deontay maybe? Hollywood, for Keenan and Jacoby. I have Lamar, so wanted to get something for Stroud while hot. So what is the league upset about?
Well, I think they're upset about that he took advantage of somebody because he traded away Stroud. Well, I traded Stroud.
I don't think that is taking advantage, because obviously Keenan is the best player here. I'm assuming it's a one quarterback league. But you could make a case that Deontay Johnson in Hollywood goes straight into someone's starting lineup straight away.
Exactly. Actually,
both of them.
1,000%.
So, yeah, the answer was actually B. They're little bitches, unfortunately.
Shout out to your league, though. Send them the clip.
No, don't. Actually, I don't care. Yeah. Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Bitches.
Little bitches. I mean, he's the lifter of your head.
Amen. We got a donation from Zach here. Thank you for the donation. Pick 2 PPR, Ford, Foreman, DJ Moore, and Addison. Tough calls here. I am personally starting Deonta Foreman over DJ Moore, and I'm willing to admit that it's risky, and I could be wrong. But this would be Deonta Foreman and Addison for me. Deonta Foreman and Addison for him. Give me Ford and Addison. Okay. Tough calls. Thank you for the donations, guys. Again, we're going from top to bottom. Super chat is an option if you want to skip the line. No obligation to do so. The next question is from True Archer Pro. And he says, Deontay, Pittman, Hollywood, DK, Addison, and Lockett, pick 4. So essentially sit 1. Or 2. Sit 2. By the way, you do not want to have Lockett and DK on your team at the same time. You got to find a way to pivot off of those guys. Honestly, I would combine Lockett and... let's say, DK and Lockett and try and get a stud. But we have to pick 4. Deontay, Pittman, Hollywood. I think I'm sitting Addison here because I think DK and Lockett can have big games. As crazy as it sounds. I think so too. I just don't know who to pick, and that's the problem. I don't think anyone knows who to pick. No, that's why I would lean DK in this matchup because of what Washington has done this year. They've been giving up big games to big body receivers. So, look, here's how I'm playing it. Deontay, Pittman, Hollywood, DK. Oh, right. You have to sit 2. Sorry. Shit. I'll rock with you there as well because of the big body play. You know, and I think when we say big body play, think of what AJ Brown did versus the Eagles and versus the Commanders, and now think about what Drake London. Now think about what DK can do in that same, I guess, kind of thought process. He can go up and get that big body catch, contested catch, and come down with it versus this Washington secondary. So I'm rock. Yeah, we got some good defensive backs that are small, but if you got a specimen of a receiver, what's that? 160 pound corner? Let's not go there. What? Don't in the first round? We did get a super chat, so let's get to that straight away. Cesar. Thank you for the donation, man. Start or sit DJ Moore. Cesar. The better question, my man, and I'll give you a couple seconds to reply here. We got to know what are your options, right? What are your options? Because Cesar, why am I saying that wrong now? Why are you saying that? Think about it this way, man. If you were to say Do I start DJ Moore or do I start Rico Dowdle? Right? Clearly, we're going to tell you to start DJ Moore. But we need to know what your other options are. Start DJ Moore or Jahan Dotson. I'll take Dotson, right? Start DJ Moore or Demario Douglas. I'll go DJ Moore. So he says JSN or Dotson. I would be comfortable to wait on Dotson personally. If Curtis Samuel doesn't play, I think Dotson is a much better play.
Yeah,
and I'd be willing to wait and see if that happens, personally. That's just my opinion. Got to make your own decisions here, guys. We don't have a crystal ball, but based off what I currently know, it would be Dotson for me.
I am believing for the DJ Moore game. I would agree that I would start Dotson if Curtis Samuel. I would start Dotson over DJ Moore if Curtis Samuel doesn't play. Curtis Samuel did practice today in limited fashion, which kind of trends in the right direction for him to play.
I think he would have to put up a full practice tomorrow if we really think he's going to play.
So I'm going to be going DJ Moore, but I can understand why you would go Jahan Dotson.
And I could totally see DJ Moore being the best player here. I'm just saying, I have seen nothing from Tyson Bagent to tell me, yes,
big old bag it.
It's literally the same thing we have been saying about Cooper Kupp. Like we said, don't start Kupp, don't start Puka, and people are like, you're an idiot. You start Cooper Kupp. I feel the same exact way about DJ Moore with this quarterback play. It's just like, what have you seen at all to tell you he's a good play with Tyson Bagent? So that's just my personal opinion.
Come on, baby.
Best of luck. Next question in order, I believe.
I lost my cue, and I think
from Cole.
Whoever is next, I can't see because my thing refreshed, and so you're gonna have to lead until I catch up.
That's okay. Cole says T. Higgins looks like he's out. He is. So do I go Deonta Foreman tonight or Tank or Sutton? I think we actually answered this one in a super chat. No.
Yes, we did. We did
have
a super chat for that one.
True Archer, love your work. Appreciate you, man. Mahomes says I got Kelsey, so I only need Laporta this week. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm in a league where the same is for me. Perfected Don, pick one. Tank Dell, Adams, Hollywood, standard 8-man league.
Standard 8-man.
If Collins is injured and if he isn't, is what he's saying. So we have to play both sides. It's Devontae Adams for me here. It's still Devontae Adams. I know it's a terrible matchup, but
yeah,
I'm just thinking about all the times where he just needed competent quarterback play, and I think Aiden O'Connell is going to give him that. I mean, 2 weeks ago, he would have been the wide receiver 1 on the week if just 2 throws were made on time. So, yeah, I'm going to go Adams.
I would go Tank Dell here.
Okay.
I don't know if your mic. Okay, never mind. No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Sip says just picked up Foreman off waivers. Do I start him tonight over Bijan, Monty, Gibbs, Connor? No.
If he plays.
No, I wouldn't.
No. Agreed.
Who are you sipping for, though, bro? Come on. We stay up.
We
stay strong. In. How many days are you in? How many days are you strong? Triple end this month.
Triple end this month? This is day 1.
Is this day 1 for you?
Yeah, day 1 for me.
Okay. I just want a number from everyone in the chat. Just give me a number. How many days strong have you been?
Day 0.
Hopefully people know.
Day 0 now. Anyways.
0 days since incident.
Yeah. Unlucky.
True Archer says Kyler's worth a stash this week or trust Hal and wait. Yeah, Kyler's worth a stash for sure. I'll say this. I currently have Sam Howell 1 spot ahead of Kyler. But if the rain gets bad, if that is a real thing we need to consider, then I would go Kyler. Got a couple day ones, a couple zeros in there. Someone said I'm married, I have obligations. Nah, bro, she's got to understand. Do it for the boys. Bike walkers. Yeah, what's up, fellas? Need a flex.
How you doing?
Higgins probably won't play. So I have Adam, Stevenson, Laporta, or Connor if he plays, but Connor might be on a pitch count. So yeah, between Adams, Stevenson, Laporta, really. And I think Laporta actually is the one that I have the most confidence in.
Sam Laporta.
Yeah. Laporta or London in Dynasty. I would feel pretty comfortable at this point to say that regardless of if it's tight end premium or not, I would go Laporta.
Agreed.
Watson or Howell, I'll go Howell.
Yep.
Jeff says, start Kittle with Debo back or Dalton Schultz against Cincinnati.
Start Kittle with Debo.
That is a very, very good question. And in my personal opinion, there's a video coming out soon on this, but it would be Dalton Schultz. I love that matchup. It's an incredible matchup, and matchups mean a little bit more for your tight ends.
Agreed.
And also, if Nico Collins is out, that's only going to help Dalton Schultz fantasy value.
Big old Dalton. Yeah, I'll second that here. I'm a big advocate on when everyone's healthy in that offense in the 49ers, George Kittle struggles, and Debo is back.
Keith Lee is back. He says, I traded Kenneth Walker for Mixon, good or bad? I'd say that's pretty dead even, honestly. I think you're kind of just flipping a coin and let's see who has a better rest of the year.
I hear you.
So, yeah, I would say it's pretty even at this point. We did get a couple super chats. First one is from Zach. Tyler Boyd or DJ Moore?
Ooh. Ooh. That's a good-ass question. That's a damn good question.
So, the obvious answer is DJ Moore. But we're all aware that Higgins isn't playing. No, don't overthink it. DJ Moore. To me, don't overthink it. You play DJ Moore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going DJ Moore. But Tyler Boyd, good high upside play coming into week 10. You'll definitely be on the list here for that video coming out. Not tomorrow, but the day after. So stay tuned for that. High upside play. Tyler Boyd. Max, a subscriber. DJ Moore.
I'm so scared of this question.
DJ Moore, Foreman.
I'm so scared of this question. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because right now we have someone's mental health in our hands for the next couple of days. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to say, Max, please make your own decision on this one. Because you're going to start one of these guys and you might be extremely unhappy that you did. You know what I mean? So just want to say, before I answer this question, make sure you make your own decision on this one. Do not rely on us. We do not have a crystal ball. We can only tell you what we would do. And let me tell you why the answer for me is Deonta Foreman. Okay? The answer for me is Deonta Foreman for a couple reasons. If you look at DJ Moore with this stint with Tyson Bagent, look, maybe something clicked. Maybe it all is going to flow together now.
Maybe it is.
But if you look at DJ Moore with Tyson Bagent, it's not good. We're talking averaging under 10 points per game, not good. In the last two games, we're only getting 5.5 targets per game in games that are competitive, in games where you need to throw the ball. You're down. You need to throw the ball. 5.5 targets. The only reason we are starting Garrett Wilson with bad quarterback play is because he is getting peppered with targets on a consistent basis. 11, 12, 13, 14 targets a game. That's not the case for DJ Moore right now. In fact, would it surprise anyone if Darnell Mooney had the better game? This is my concern with DJ Moore. On the other hand, Deonta Foreman is going to be the starting running back for the Chicago Bears tonight. There's no Khalil Herbert. Last week, he had 20 carries. I can't even tell you the last time a Bears running back had 20 carries. If he's going to get the majority of the work in this matchup, they face the Carolina Panthers. Guys, the Carolina Panthers are the second best matchup for a fantasy running back this year. And they don't have Brian Burns tonight. Their defensive line in general is not good. And I see almost no outcome in which Rashawn Johnson is scripted out of this game. I see almost no outcome where the Panthers are up multiple touchdowns and Foreman is not able to perform. So I am going Foreman. But again, I do not have a crystal ball. That's just what the decision that I would personally make.
I'll keep mine short and sweet. DJ Moore because his upside is significantly higher. Hopefully that helps. We appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much, Max, and subscriber.
I was going to say, Deonta Foreman just had a 33-point game a couple weeks ago.
Couple weeks. Yeah, I mean, a couple weeks ago, DJ Moore had a 40-point game.
Who's his quarterback?
So, you know. I mean, who was
his
offensive line?
Quarterback was not Tyson Bagent.
And he didn't have offensive line last time. Nah, I'll mess with you. I'll mess with
I
you.
don't know what to
I
say.
hear you. I hear you.
Best of luck either way, though, because it is an extremely difficult question. And I would be sick to my stomach if I had to make that decision tonight. I genuinely would be sick to my stomach if I had to make that decision.
We
So
did
I
get
hope it works out.
we did get other super chats. Thank you so much. One from Eric. I'm not seeing the question here. Did donate. So I'm trying to scroll up here to see if
Yes,
he
Eric.
did donate. Eric, if you haven't put a message in, or just drop it down below.
I don't see it. Yeah, Eric, if you had a question, just drop it down below because
we're trying to get. We're going to get to these ones really fast because we're only going to be live here for a couple more minutes. Games here is about to start. Jones, he says, "Nah, it's too late. I already did it, Foreman or bust." So he's with you.
Gang.
With Jones. So
for better or worse, baby.
For better or for
we
worse.
Ride. We ride.
We buy homes near you. Shout out to We Buy Homes Near You. You should definitely put a number after, like an actual phone number. So maybe somebody that's actually near you can actually get homes.
1-800-223-9797. Hot 97. Call the number.
Yeah, talk it up. 1-800. Which quarterback and defense should I stream this week? Stroud, Goff, Purdy, or Mayfield? Let's start at the quarterback position. We are going Jared Goff here. Personally, playing the Los Angeles Chargers, give a lot of points to the wide receiver and the quarterback position. Now you go to the defensive side of the ball. You have the Jets, the Colts, the Raiders, or the Seahawks. Non-PPR.
Well, PPR wouldn't matter for either of those.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well,
I was just trying to re-answer my question if it was non-PPR, but
yeah, exactly. It wouldn't. I was doing the exact same thing.
Jets.
Who the Jets play? The Raiders. Yeah,
I think they're the best defense, best playmakers, and a good matchup.
Yeah.
Okay, there are only a couple minutes here. We'll be live for the next 2 minutes. And we're answering questions from top to bottom. Okay, we're not trying to skip anyone. Super chat is available. It's not a priority or not a obligation. Mark and Souls here says Stroud or Lamar. Lamar.
Yep.
Bengals, Raiders, Colts. This will be the Raiders for me. We did just get a super chat from Ocho. He says, should I start Kincaid or David Montgomery? I'm going David Montgomery.
8-1. Who's the other tight end?
His other tight end is...
Well, what you should do is start Tony Pollard, David Montgomery, and sit James Cook. And then start Dalton Kincaid over Evan Ingram.
I'm starting Kincaid over James Cook. I agree. So we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm starting Kincaid over Ingram. I'm starting Kincaid over James Cook. And I'm starting Tony Pollard over James Cook.
Yeah.
And David Montgomery over James Cook. So
yeah, agreed. Helpful. Hopefully that's helpful.
We did just get another super chat from Jake Perez. He says, start DJ Moore tonight. I have Metcalf and Collins, who are both questionable, and Higgins, who is doubtful. Kirk is my other starter.
DK.
In this scenario, I don't think you have the flexibility to wait and see what happens with Metcalf. Because if you don't, I think Metcalf is on a Veterans Day of rest.
I think so as well.
He will play. However, if he does not play, then you have no other option. So I think you have to play it safe here and hope for best. Yeah?
I mean, yes, I completely agree. Oh my gosh.
Okay, guys, we're going to quick fire. We're trying to help out as much as we can. Quick fire here. Pick one. Charbonnet, Kin, or Adams.
Wait.
Adams for me.
Yeah. No, this would be Dell for me.
Okay, Kyler or Will Levis? Kyler for me.
Yep.
Do I roll with Browns? Yes, I'm rolling with Browns with those options. There's nothing wrong with average dads. Chuba or Gus this week? I'm going Chuba.
Give me Gus the bus.
Javonte or Montgomery? Montgomery for me.
Yep.
With Goddard out for the foreseeable future, how do you feel about Njoku? He's a fine fill-in depending on matchup.
I like him.
Is Barkley and Wilson for Pollard and Adams an even trade? I would say it's pretty even. Yeah, that is pretty even, honestly. Yeah,
I would agree as well.
I don't have a strong preference. Jeff says start Demario Douglas, Jacoby Myers, Jahan Dotson, Tyler Boyd.
Start two.
This is Dotson for me.
Yeah, Dotson if he doesn't play, or if Samuel doesn't play, and then I will go. I think I'm still going Jacoby.
Dotson and Jacoby.
Yeah.
B Wayne, this is the last one we're going to be able to get to, guys. Today we will be live on Saturday night, so keep that in mind. What's up? 8-1, 14 team PPR. Lost Mike Williams, JJ Downs, and T Higgins. I've Godwin and Pop. Singletary at the flex or drop. Well, if you drop Singletary, I don't know who your other option is, but.
Well, I lost Mike Williams, JJ Downs. I have Godwin and Pop at the wide receiver spot now. Is there a single line flex or drop? Yeah. Who is the other options? I agree.
I don't know if what you mean by drop. I'm assuming like, or do I drop Devin Singletary? I just don't know what your other options are there, man.
If there's
Devin
other people
Singletary
better,
is a desperation play at best.
I would say if Tyler Boyd's on the waiver wire, I'll pick
Yeah.
him up. Start him at the flex. I'm trying to think of names that can be on the waiver wire right now. Yeah. Those are some names.
Yeah.
Yep. No, go for it.
Sorry, that is going to be it for today, guys. I'm sorry we weren't able to get to everyone. We appreciate you. Thank you for the super chats. If you're starting Deonta Foreman, I am so sorry if it doesn't work out.
If you're starting DJ Moore,
incredibly sorry if it doesn't work out.
I think you'll have a safe floor.
And if you're starting DJ Moore, Badaki's also saying sorry if it doesn't work out. So,
not say it with your chest.
Let's see what happens. We appreciate y'all. Good luck tonight. I hope everything that you want to happen happens and your wildest dreams come true and you find $1 million lottery ticket on the floor.
Something special. I have a lot of stock in the Bears. I have the Bears defense. I have big old Roscoe and I have DJ Moore. The Bears are going to be phenomenal. I promise you. Yes. I don't promise. Can't promise that.
Okay.
I'm believing. He's the lifter of your head.
Good luck. Let's go watch this game. We'll see you soon. All love.
Love.